CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products, such as our can-can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American-made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to Stand for Truth with the host of Stand for Truth Radio, Susan.
Good to see you. Thank goodness it's Friday. Hey, Sherry. Hey, everybody. Jerry, good to see you. Shauna, Janice, hello. Marlene, hey, New England Patriots. Yes, Marianne, so far so good. Hey, Julia. Good morning, Robin, hello. Sorry for a minute ago I accidentally went live when I didn't mean to. I was trying to set up the page. Hey, Rob. Hey, Robin. Good morning. Morning, everybody on Facebook Live. Hey, Daniel. Good to see you. Renee. Her brother's gone. I'm back. Yay, Marlene. Safe trips back for him. It's good to be here, Robin. Very good to see you as well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Hey, Lee. I'm going to go ahead and read Psalm 23 as everybody's coming in, and then we'll get to the situations. Harold, I can't even really talk about it too much. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Good to see everybody. Well, I wanted to give you an update on what's going on. Hey, Gary, good morning. Lewis, good to see you. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the fire and what's going on. Right now, there's about 4,100 acres that has been burned, and basically it looks like there's probably a few more acres that have been burned as we come on to daylight hour now. Probably the helicopters are going to start flying again. The planes are going to start flying and dropping water and retardant as they did yesterday. They had to stop when it got dark, and so they're going to be picking up with that again. The highways there's a 76 which runs east and west. It's still closed down. People can't go out that way. There have been a lot of homes evacuated in the Bonsall area, which is around Fallbrook, if you know anywhere where that's at. Lewis, right now, I think they have it pretty well, under control, and the people are getting. The evacuation centers are set up to take people and horses and their pets. So there's a lot of information coming out about that, but I think everything is going to be okay. The biggest problem we're going to have today is if the winds start back up. The winds are supposed to be down today and not blowing like they were yesterday. I had chairs sitting outside on the patio. Literally blew around in the yard. It just picked them up and blew the chairs. It was pretty bad gusts of wind. It's really close, Jamie, but it's headed the other way so far. The thing of it is right now, it usually goes east to west, the winds in the Santa Anas with the humidity being really low. And now they're saying that there's a possibility that the winds are going to turn around and go from west to east. I'm located in very near the fires, probably about 15 miles at maybe away from the fires. I am tired. Debbie, I'm just exhausted. I'm mentally exhausted. I am sad with the news of the horses at the training facility. I don't want to cry. Whoa. 25 horses didn't make it. the fire just came so fast. And they tried everything they could to get the horses out. Some horses, if you know about horses, and Shauna does, they don't, when they get afraid like that, they don't want to come out of their stall sometimes because that's where they feel the most safe. And one of the trainer's horses even died when he tried to get the horse out. It wouldn't come out. So thank you, Robin. So I can't imagine what they're going through today. The stall's their safe place. And it's really heart-wrenching when you know about horses. You know how beautiful they are, and how, they're very intuitive and everything else. And they just panic and they just start running. Thank you, Robin. Yes, Barbara. And we also had another fire. There were about two that were going on in that area yesterday. Two fires, and then another one started up close by to me as well. Thanks, Harold. And that fire that was put out rather quickly. So just pray for the firefighters. This is how great the fire. Hey, Danielle, how great the firefighters are. One firefighter actually dislocated his shoulder. He tripped over something, and he dislocated his shoulder, and he popped it back in and went back to work. So these guys are really tough. Thanks, Jamie. Hey, Gary. And so, hey, Wendell, good morning. So I'm telling you, these people are tough. Pray for the firefighters. Pray for all those people that are right in the path of the fire. Right now it's 0% contained, although it looks a lot better. Firefighters are amazing. They really are. I mean, when I heard that, it was just like, oh my gosh. Good morning from Oceanside. Oceanside, I hope that you're much better. I know the smoke is probably coming your way. It's supposed to be kind of clearing out if the wind changes directions today. So far, we're safe. I mean, we really are. We're, as I said, the fire was burning the opposite direction. And no, I was just crying, Danielle. Sorry. I know. I can imagine Oceanside because it was headed your way. It was headed right towards you. So I think that it's going to turn around and you'll see some of that smoke coming the other way. The bad news is, as well, is that it does change so quickly. And the bad news is that this weekend we're supposed to get really high winds back again. And it's going to be the winds that, just like we had the other day when this started. And so that's when it's, you have to understand that when out here, when we have the Santa Anas that are blowing, I don't know what started the fire, but people who have a propensity to set fires will go out and do it. So I don't know how many of these fires, I don't know what caused it. Nobody knows. And they don't know, Gary. And what they've been doing is they've been trying to, just turn off the electricity in some of the areas that aren't even affected by the fires because the company is afraid that they're going to have a down power line because, thank you, Pat, because of the high winds. And if that happens, they could cause a fire if the power lines are down. So they're going ahead and cutting the electricity. So it's just bad. But I think, it looks a lot better today than it does yesterday. What I've been trying to do too, there's some people that are periscoping. A guy who works for the fire department. He is their photographer. He's been out doing the periscopes on what's been going on in that fire. And so I have tweeted those videos out, and I'll continue to do that as I see them throughout the day. And just, hopefully pray for us that there's not going to be any other fires or people going out there to deliberately start fires. I know, Pat, he was great. I mean, it's amazing. So as the light of day comes up, hey, Amanda, I'm just praying that things are a lot better than they were yesterday, and that the people and the horses and everything got out. There have been 20 structures so far that have been destroyed. There have been a lot of horses that have been taken to the Del Mar Fairgrounds, if you're familiar with that area. They really need volunteers there. I know. If you know anybody who wants to go down to Del Mar and wants to help with the horses, please go down there. They need people to clean the stalls. They need people to, feed the horses and all that. And so, they could use a lot of help. There's 600 plus horses and other animals down there. Yeah, preserves lives first. I mean, a lot of people stay behind with their houses, but, there's nothing you can do. If it's going to go, it's going to go. Yeah, and the chances of us getting rain here to do anything about it it's pretty nil. It would take a miracle for us to get rain right now. So, just a lot of schools are closed in the area today because, the obvious, the whole city around there has been, no, it's not up near Ojai. That's up near Santa Barbara. This isn't San Diego. Yeah, that's not Santa Barbara. God is in miracle business, so yeah, it could happen. Are you packed for the worst case scenario? Huey, we typically are, right? We do as best as we can. Can't play with the fires, get out. Exactly, Cully. People die when they don't get out. That has happened in a couple of other fires that we had. We believe in the God of miracles, absolutely. It could happen. It's pretty sunny out there today. So it's like 75. It's going to be, not right now. It's going to be about 75 today. Yeah, it's not God's fault, and it's not God punishing California. It happens when people go out, and if this was set by people had free will, people go out and do what people want to do. So you don't blame God for something like that. Hey, Josette. I know Josette. Yeah, Jamie, we're ready to go if need be. God can allow things to get your attention. Yeah, that's true, Barbara. Absolutely. So it was, let the winds blowing, fires stop, and winds bring in heavy rains. Yes. Praying to put out the fires, Carmen said. Safety for everyone. One accord. Thanks, Carmen. Kind of where you choose to live also. Well, a fire can happen anywhere. Fires happen outside of California. If you remember over the summer, fires were all along the West Coast border, Montana, Utah. They were everywhere. No, my neighbors are here and they're fine. We did, it's the Democrats working going on. I know. I know, Jamie. We did lose electricity last night for not very long. It was just for a couple of minutes, and it came back on. Right, you had fires in Florida. It's not God trying to, burn down the West Coast because he doesn't like the West Coast. I know people would like to believe that, but that's not the way it is. Fires happen. Fires happen by lightning. They happen by people doing them. Fire, the winds blowing down the power lines. I know. California is absolutely, Dixie Doodles is absolutely stunningly beautiful in many places. It really is. That's why so many people live here. Thank you, Dixie. You fought the fire off. Yeah, good. With your fists. Well, that's great. We have fires here in Florida, too. Yep. A house fire can double in size every 6 seconds. Hesitation causes lives. Yeah, Joy, I think, people are, most of the people that yesterday, they got out. We get hurricanes on the East Coast. There you go. Yeah, I'm going to try to get that one, Jerry. I noticed that when I said it again. A repeat bot. So just pray, and pray for the people still up in Los Angeles and Ventura counties because, it's just the fire up in LA the other day. It really did look like they were driving into hell. So that was pretty horrible to see. And here people are, they're coming out in droves. They really are. There have been a lot of people that went to take care of the horses this morning out in Del Mar. I've been there twice in 2 fires with my horse, spent 5 days there sleeping on hay bales. I do see you, Rhonda. Hello, how are you? And so, I'm glad that people in San Diego really step up to the plate when need be. Good morning, mighty blessed one. Hey, Teresa. So just keep everybody in prayer. That's all I can say, especially the firefighters who are out there and the animals that have no idea what's happening. A lot of people did see the horses running yesterday, and they couldn't understand why they were allowing the horses to run. But the thing of it is, it's horses like that. You need to get them out of the stall a lot of times and let them run in this. They had an enclosed area because they want to flee is all they want to do, and so that's what they were doing yesterday. And it was actually better that they did that than being caught in the barns and burned to death as some were. And it's a difficult situation with horses because they get so scared. Yeah, I have Barbara. He's fine. Uh, they get so scared that they just run all over the place. And then when they're doing that, it's hard to get them in a trailer and get them out. So there were a lot of people that were trying to get all the horses out yesterday they could. Can people volunteer to help rescue animals? Yes, absolutely, Elliot. They're looking for volunteers right now. They need volunteers. I'm doing fine, Gordon. Thank you for asking. They need people down at Del Mar. Tech difficulties here, but I'm back. Oh, good, Pat. Thanks. Keeps freezing up on you. Foster homes too, I imagine. Jerry. Right now, what happens is a lot of times when people, let's say for example, they have to leave and they don't have a way to get their horses out quick enough, or whatever the case may be. I mean, sometimes these fires are so fast you just have to go, and you can't sit around and do everything that you want to do. And if a horse leaves and you can't catch it, you have to make a decision between your family and your horse. You're going to inform your horse friend about need in Del Mar. Good, Rhonda. They could use a lot of help. They've got 600 there now, and more are coming. But what they do a lot of times before they leave, they will write their telephone number on the horse's muzzle. That's the face, like the nose area. Are they letting people in California help? I would think it is blocked off. John, you can't go into the neighborhoods right now, but you can go to places like Del Mar. Do you think the fire is going to come to South California? Well, Alexis, it's in Southern California right now. So, again, they write the... Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. Someone must want to buy up the land after the fire. It's people's homes, though, Gary. I mean, land on it, they usually rebuild. Yeah, I mean, it's really bad. But like I said, they write their phone numbers on, like, the white part of the muzzle so that if somebody finds the horse, they'll at least know how to get in contact with the owner. In the fires that we had, a lot of times we just had to take as many horses as we could, and you just try to find out later where the owners are. I know, Carmen, it's really bad. Especially, I don't know, it's something about horses that, if you've been around horses at all, like I said, they're like intuitive spiritual animals, and so God-like creatures. So not like God. You know what I'm trying to say. They're just special creatures from God is what I'm trying to say. I'm so tired. I'm not like really thinking on the ball today, so I apologize. You braid tags into tails. Yeah, that's great, Shauna. I mean, anything you could do. Some people ride on the side of their horses anywhere they can. I have a tag on my horse's halter, or bridle, I should say. But those tags can fall off. You don't trust horses? Yeah, you just have to be around horses, Elliot, to know that they're just beautiful creatures. Yeah, done that on gray ones too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you do whatever you have to do as fast as you can. They're very intelligent, very intuitive animals, Pat. Terrible, I hate knowing losing horses. Yeah, the evacuation plan for your horse. Carmen, as much as you can have, I mean, that's the thing. Again, you may have the best plans to do whatever to evacuate your horse, but doesn't mean you're going to get to follow through on that plan. Things happen so quickly. No, horses aren't aggressive. What you're probably thinking about with it when you see aggressive horses, maybe wild horses, those horses that are stallions may be a little wild in some instances, but no, they're not. That's okay, Pat. It's all right. I mean, I would just be sitting around worrying about people if I did that. I don't think people understand how quickly the winds can change. I know, Robin. And what happens is the fire can jump, and that's kind of what it did yesterday. It jumped over the 76, which is a few lanes on the road, and it jumped over. Oh, that's good, Elliot. I'm glad that you are. And that's what happened yesterday, and that's why fires just kind of went all over the place. I could see smoke yesterday, Marianne, from my house. Not so much today, because the winds are kind of blowing, but in that area right now it's a little settled, so it's not blowing yet. I'm sure as the day goes by. Good morning, Susan. How are you doing today? I'm so sorry to hear about all those horses. My sisters and brothers-in-law have 30 plus horses and were heartbroken when I shared the news. I know, Monique. I just talked about it, so you may want to hit the replay. Yeah, I know. Somebody needs gilded. Good morning. Got snow here. Wow, political. Better snow than fire, I can tell you that. We lost a stable near me last year due to a lightning strike. Many horses lost. Ugh. Yeah, the embers just fly, and California is typically pretty dry all year round. I know people, I could see people on Periscope saying, oh, those people need to clear out those bushes and the brush around there. But what you don't understand is a lot of the brushes around people's homes and things, there's actually homeless encampments in some of those. Hey, Robert, and you're not allowed to go in there and clean those places up and get those people out. Susan, I remember you saying the winds were right and hope they was an arson. Yeah, I know, Chezzy. But so our USMC Heroes Hour today out today? The USMC helicopters. I don't know if the military is doing it. There are other people that are doing it. I don't know that it's big enough right now for the military to be helping, but I'm not quite sure about that. I heard helicopters and planes flying over as it was starting to get dark last night, but I think those, I'm not sure it's the military. I don't know. Don't know that for sure, though. Those precious horses are in heaven. May the Lord refresh you as you refresh others. Thank you, Josette. They banned brush burning decades ago. Yeah, we don't burn brush and bushes in California. You're not allowed to have. A lot of people say, why don't you go ahead and why doesn't everybody go out there and get those bushes and put them all together and do a burn? We don't do that in California. That's pretty much illegal to do that by a private citizen. Maybe somebody else could do it, but we can't do it, thanks to Jerry Brown and people like that. So, it's pollution, so we can't do any of that. So they tell people to get these bushes around their houses cleaned out, but really they have to pay for it. They have to do everything. No controlled burning. Yep. Yeah, we don't do that here, Marianne. Not private citizens. Yes, and the people are instantly homeless. Some of those, you look at that and people say, hey, from Sweden, how are you, M22? People say, well, I hope you have enough insurance and I hope you can always rebuild. But I'll tell you, it can take years to rebuild. Even if you have the best insurance, some of these people don't get back in a home for 2 to 3 years. So it takes a long time. Robin said, we love horses. We've been to the horse park several times here in Kentucky. We would own a horse if we had the property to do that. Monique said, my husband said banning the burning of brush and bushes was a huge mistake, and this is the result. What do you think? Yes, Monique, it is. Yeah, you just, unfortunately, like I said, it's easier said than done in California. And you're talking about, when you're talking about people who have a house and you have this big, brush all around you, a lot of people, they can't afford to do all the work that they would like for you to do. We saw this brush burning a lot in Costa Rica, and it was horrible to breathe. Yeah, Monique. If everybody did that here, it would be horrible. We're being so cruel and make this political, not liking Jerry Brown. Well, hey, I talk about Jerry Brown not just because of the fires. I don't like Jerry Brown, so I bring Jerry Brown up and what he does any opportunity I get. So yeah. Thank you, Robin. I'll try to take care of that. So anyway, we'll see what today brings as long as the winds kind of stay down. Again, they're supposed to kind of increase, so let's hope they don't. There are some things you can't replace. California is too expensive to live there. It is. A lot of times it is. He is bad for California no matter what day it is. He is, Barbara. The truth is the truth. 365 days a year, Jerry Brown is bad for California. So thank you, Chezzy. I'll try to get that. So I know that he's already declared it a natural disaster here, and which means he's going to be asking for federal funds, no doubt. Hey, Lisa. So, he wants the federal funds when he needs them, but we could use them for a lot of other things. And like sanctuary cities, getting rid of that, we could get federal funds, and Jerry Brown needs to do that. What the heck is a repeat bot? Pat, they just find several people to just repeat what they said. Shauna said most racehorses get ridden only and hand walked around the shed row of the barns. That's right. And so, when you get something like this, they just get scared. They go extra wild when you turn them loose. Yeah, when I know a man that he was trying to help get his horse and other horses out during a fire that we were in, and one of the horses just turned around and kicked him right in the teeth, knocked his teeth out. He's lucky that it was only his teeth and not, his head. Yeah. Watch what I say. Chessie, yeah. We'll see if the repeat bot gets it. Hello, how are you, Camp? So you have to be really careful around the horses, and it is a scary time. I'm very fortunate in the fact that my horse is very well trained to go in a trailer. Even in times like fires, I've walked her. She's remained calm, and hopefully I won't have to put her in a trailer for that reason ever again. That would be great. Hopefully they can figure out how to take care of themselves out in the wild. Robin, they don't leave them out there. If they run free and get away from the fire, people will go and get them. They're not going to be out in the wild. People will go and get them. So it's just a matter of making sure you get out during the fire. Same here. I throw the lead rope over their neck and point, and they load up in the ramp. Yep. I know, Sean. It's great that we have horses that are able to do that. Hey, Teresa. But like you say, those thoroughbreds that got killed yesterday were race horses. Really, it's a training facility for race horses. Also, smoke inhalation for horses is just as bad as for people. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't exercise horses for several days. Certainly not during the fire and after the fire as well for several days. Good morning, Janice. Our property is safe so far. Thank God. Can they GPS some? They don't, Cully. Some of them have chips in their ears. Also, smoke inhalation for horses. Yeah, I think that's a bot too, but not sure. Hope that was a bot that I just blocked. It's hard for me to hear that they were killed. I know, Jesse. Shauna said hers have chips in the neck. Mine is branded. Good catch, Robin said. Yeah, I don't like the branding, but my horse was branded before I got her, so she's branded. Okay, so I guess we can talk about some other news. Makes me really want to develop a chip for the halter as GPS. How many were killed? 25, Teresa, in a training facility. Okay, Jerry said the bots have numbers at the end of their names. Mine are freeze branded also. How are your horses? I only have one horse just set, and she, thank God, is fine. I saw her and gave her a hug this morning. So, all right. So let's talk about some of the news that suddenly doesn't seem as important as anything else. I have a prayer request. Okay, Chessie. Chessie has a prayer request. Everybody. While she's typing that out, I will let you know some good news. I know. I'm trying to find that, Robin, but there's not really any good news. Surgery. Chessie's having surgery on Monday. Would everyone please pray for her? Pray for the doctors to have that God would guide their hands. Pray for a speedy recovery as well. My horse's name is Bob, and it's a girl, Monique. Long story. Is Kate still improving? As far as I know, Sean, I haven't heard anything otherwise. Pray for Chessie, surgery Monday. Yep. Everybody, please pray for Chessie. And an absolutely speedy recovery. Thank you, everybody, for praying. Hey, Marianne. Hillary, yeah. Thanks, French fried. You're welcome, Chessie. Prayers for her. Robin's praying for you as well. That's good to know. Robin's daughter also is, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Chessie. Robin's daughter is well. Her temperature broke. Thank you for praying for Robin's daughter yesterday. So she's on the mend, thank goodness. Thank you so much for the super hearts. I really appreciate it, super. And let's see. All right, so here's some other news. Louis Gohmert yesterday said if the FBI used Trump Russian dossier in order to get the FISA warrant to wiretap uh, Trump, then the Bureau has been co opted and corrupted. Absolutely. So I think people are starting to recognize that there's something really, really wrong that has happened with all the investigation, with Mueller's investigation, with the wiretapping, with Flynn. I feel really sorry for Flynn. I mean, I know, hey, big Ob, I know that Flynn lied, and that's bad. What is also bad, and you need a consequence for lying. But also, there's evidence that Uma lied, and also Cheryl Mills lied as well. Lady Against Trump is really pushing this hotel room thing big time, Pat said. Yeah, I know, Pat, because it's the time. It's time for everybody to get their 15 minutes in, I think. So, also, in other news, Bryan Singer, who is the director of X-Men and the Usual Suspects director, is accused of sexually assaulting a 17-year-old boy on a yacht in 2003. You have a MAGA Christmas, too. Thank you. His name is Bryan Singer. And if you don't remember the Usual Suspects, I don't know if this is just coincidence or not, but Kevin Spacey was in that movie. So more trouble coming out of that. It seems that lying is part of politics. I know. That's okay, Teresa. Be safe and driving. Another repeat bot. Gosh, there's so many repeat bots. Yearbook accuser admitted she forged a book. Really, Cully? I didn't hear that. Kevin Spacey has always struck me as weird. Well, Robin, apparently. Apparently your feeling about that was correct. There's also some information coming out about... I know, I didn't hear that what Cully just said. Breitbart is saying that, Cully said. That's interesting. If everybody could, we're at the halfway point. If you don't mind retweeting and sharing this, that would be great. I would appreciate it. Awesome movie, but Bryan Singer, shocked. I know. You gotta wonder about all these people, Carmen. So anyway, there was a flyer that was sent out. Thank you, Julia, for inviting people. A flyer that was sent out the other day in the Alabama race between Roy Moore. Jones sent out a flyer. And what it was supposed to do was be something. Oh, don't worry, puppy. How are you? Puppy breath. Good to see you. A flyer was sent out. It was supposed to be something that was sort of geared toward the black community and was supposed to get the black community vote. It kind of backfired because here's what they wrote. It was a black man on the flyer, and they even got some of the words wrong in there, but that doesn't surprise me. It said, "Think if a black man went after high school girls, anyone would try to make him a senator." So it's supposed to say, "Think if a black man went after high school girls, would anyone try to make him a senator?" And so the people in the black community are like, what in the world is this flyer all about? This is a little, racially charged flyer here. It's not getting the black vote. You're not helping your position. So I don't know whose idea in the Jones campaign that was, but yeah, I don't know about that, Carmen. I'm not sure about the Menendez brothers. Was it Menendez or Melendez? I can't remember their names, but have the accusations about Roy Moore been proved? No. No, it hasn't. Liberals are not smart, Cully said. Menendez. Yeah. I can't remember the name. Was it Sean and I can't remember the other guy's name. I don't know if some of that looked as though that they wanted to get their monies from the money from the parents. And that's what a lot of people were saying. But then they said that their dad was a molester. I have no idea. People in the family didn't think so, but Carmen saying coworkers of the dad said they were not surprised. Oh, Eric. Eric and Lyle. Was it Lyle? Eric and Lyle Menendez. I think that was it. Yeah, Lyle and Eric. Yeah, that was a while back, huh? Okay, so sir, there's some weird things coming up in regards to Flynn. The sentencing phase of his deal with the FBI is coming up, and as you probably have heard, the judge Rudolph Contreras decided yesterday to recuse himself off of the Flynn case. Now, why yesterday and not when he was hearing the case, I don't know. And it's not unusual for him really not to say why he's recusing himself. I know a lot of people are wondering why is he saying that he recused himself, but it's not saying the reason why. It's not typical that a judge will tell you that. Now, here's what I will tell you is that he was appointed by Obama, and he was on the FISA court when the Trump administration was under surveillance during the campaign. And every FISA judge was appointed during the Obama administration. So I think what they ought to do, I don't know, Barbara, I don't know who that is. Probably somebody who, a troll with nothing better to do. If you find out who the troll is, just block them. So I think what they ought to do is just ban that FISA court. I know that's enough for me too. The FBI Deputy Director McCabe, also, there's information coming out that he may have set up Flynn because he told Flynn supposedly, hey, there's some agents over at the White House and you need to go over there and talk to them about whatever. And he didn't tell him what it was about. And so Flynn went over to the White House, were confronted by these FBI agents, and at that time was questioned. I guess he was questioned under, I don't know if it was under oath, but he talked to the FBI agents. That's what I'm saying. And that was not good because he wasn't able to have an attorney present. And I don't know why Flynn just didn't say, I'm not talking to you at this time. Yeah, no lawyer. He should have just refused to talk to them. Flynn was given a really bad deal. Again, like I said, he did lie. Hey, Denise, good to see you. He did lie, and that needs a consequence. But you don't just take one and not the other. If I block them more than one time, am I a repeat blocker? I maybe, Cully, I don't know. So, again, that's not looking good. Now, the judge who is, I know, Cully, the judge who is going to be hearing Flynn's sentencing case is Judge Emmett Sullivan. He was appointed by Bill Clinton, and supposedly he was picked at random. I think that it's really ironic that Bill Clinton appointed judge is going to be hearing this case. Now, typically this case could get Flynn 5 years and $250,000 fine, but the prosecutors are saying that, and this is kind of like what they're asking for and what they're expecting, is a 0 to 6 month prison sentence and about a $500 to $9,500 fine. So if we get any more than that, we got a case there to talk about even more corruption. It's so scary to know that these have power to be so corrupt. I know, Jackie, it is very, very scary. And so I think what needs to be done is this, as the Freedom Caucus was calling on the DOJ to do yesterday, you need to go back and look at how all of this was handled. Look and see what Peter Strzok did. Look and see what Jenny Reed did. Look and see what Andrew Weissman did. This is all potentially looking as though there is, a great amount of corruption. Yes. Old Hillary Hillary wasn't even under oath when she was interviewed, and Uma and Mills basically they're alleging in reports that they did lie about not knowing. Oh, there we go. Breaking news. Roy Moore accuser admits she forged part of the yearbook inscription. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is why, you need due process. Really? I mean, lawsuit. Yeah, Huey, there should be a defamation lawsuit. He won't do it, but there should be. Yep. And Gloria Allred should be called to the carpet for this. Dirty politics is, well, Harold. She and Gloria need to go to jail. Well, unfortunately, there's no law there that she broke. She didn't make any false police reports that I know of. How are we supposed to believe any of them? Dee, you shouldn't. Can I be honest with you? You should question everything you hear. I know, Shauna. That was because of the fire, the lilac fire. They all need to go to jail. I know. Wow, it's snowing right now in Charlotte, according to Jamie. We are backing the right horse. Exactly, Barbara. Can you imagine that? And all the things that they're trying to do right now, the Democrats are trying to do. Question everything, Chezzy. Yes, question everything. The Democrats are trying to, they threw Franken under the bus, although he'd pretty much gotten under the bus very well himself. But there was no due process afforded Franken. And basically, they threw him under the bus so they could then go after Roy Moore and the president if Roy Moore gets elected. That's their next ploy. That's what they're going to do. And they're trying to, you watch and see, they'll try to have an ethics committee against Roy Moore. And usually nothing comes out of the ethics committee, so there's really nothing to worry about there. The picture was bad, but he could have survived. What happened, Barbara? Did you see the yearbook lady's son-in-law? Yeah, Chezzy, I did see that. He said that a long time ago, that was his, I think that was her stepson that said she was lying. Disbarred, at least, for Allred. It's good that, and Allred's under investigation already. It's good that came out, helps with the opinion of Trump accusers. Yeah, so is that gal arrested? Shauna, there's no law that she broke. If she didn't make any false statements to the police, the FBI, somebody like that, there's no crime about, accusing somebody else of a crime. One person to another person. There's a defamation lawsuit that I would be filing, but that would be pretty much it. Allred needs to apologize to Moore in a press conference with a liar, but no station would broadcast. Yeah, it was afforded. Yeah, she's not going to do that. Why hurting people is wrong. It is. No wonder Gloria Allred backed off. Exactly. You didn't hear her she didn't say anything, but she didn't come out with the evidence because I think she, in the beginning, again, I think it was either she knew or it was one of those moments where she said, oh, crap. I should not have been, I should have found out ahead of time if she forged anything. What about slander, defamation, loss on Moore's part? That's what I'm saying, Jerry, defamation lawsuit. She admitted it, Robin. Yeah, liberals lie all the time. I'm surprised she admitted it, sent before. Yeah, no problem. It's good it came out. Yeah. Another bot, a repeat bot. You can't take blood from a turnip. I know. But like I said, right now, Gloria Allred is under investigation from the D.C. bar and the California bar, what I understand. But you can take the turnip. Her stepson has called her an out-and-out liar and fraud. And political, guess what? He was right. He was right. And I'm glad people didn't fall for it. I really am. About the one being 14, have wondered because her mother did not back her. Yeah. Gloria's turned out represents liars losing all credibility. Yep. Politics have hit an all-time low. Chicago Pops, politics has always been this low. We just haven't been able to discover it and expose it until now. I truly believe that. Truth will come out one way or another. God will give us justice, just as that said. Absolutely. I mean, it is really coming out all over the place. Did not like Al Franken's speech. No, he had to go after the president. These are scary times because the media tries to convict you now. Exactly, Pat. And as much as I dislike Franken, and for me, the photo was all I needed to see, I really felt that, they went on a witch hunt against their own people. The Democrats ate their own, and they threw him under the bus for their cause, which is, we want to come out smelling like a rose, and we want to go after Moore and Trump. Yeah, Sean Hannity's going to have a field day. Exactly. Well, more and more people need to be sued for defamation. When you lie about other people and you make false accusations or you call them this and that, you need to be sued. Only the internet exposes them, not MSM. Exactly. We've never been so much in a time where the media is on the side of the people who are lying. the ones who are committing the crimes, and on and on and on, and on the Democrat side, and totally not for Donald Trump at all. Hannity is good, but I'm afraid he's going to hyperventilate. I know there's some good news about Donald Trump. In the U.S. payroll, that means jobs were created. There was up by 228,000 in November. That's the 86th straight month of gains, and yet we hear nothing. We hear nothing. Yeah, Greg Jarrett, he's going to go crazy too. There's some information out about Luis Gutierrez from Illinois. We keep hearing a lot about him. He's going to be retiring. He's not going to run for re-election. Reports are now coming out accusing him of funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars to his wife from his former campaigns. So supposedly she's gotten $430,000 from his Gutierrez for Congress campaign. So look for more information coming up on that. Some of these people are going ahead and retiring and, I'm not going to run for re-election. And there are certainly good reasons why they're not. My left-wing friend was trying to say that Trump has gotten rid of all of our allies. Untrue. Ugh, Gutierrez makes me embarrassed to be from Illinois. Robin, I would be too. There are no reporters, only spin doctors and tabloid writers, Barbara said. Absolutely. The information age is no friend of the liar, Spencer said. 14 mayors stepped down. Shauna said he's always been known to be corrupt going back to his alderman days. Wow, Chicago Pops. That is why what this lady is doing, she is suing Trump. The article was in the Daily Beast. Yeah. Gutierrez has been such a big mouth, and all of a sudden he's retiring. There are no reporters, only repeat bots. TMZ is becoming more accurate than other reporters, and that's bad. Exactly, Barbara. 30 to 40 more reported to be retiring. I tell you what, pretty soon we're not going to have anybody in Congress at all. It's going to be everybody's going to be gone. Thank you for the good block. So another person that is going to resign, I heard, is Trent Franks, and he's a Republican from Arizona. Supposedly, he is going to retire because there are accusations that are coming out saying that a few years back, he asked some female staffers to be a surrogate for he and his wife because of infertility. Hey, Hassan, good to see you. So we'll, be looking for that. And that's highly inappropriate of what he did. I don't know, what people are thinking. Maybe out of desperation, he just didn't do something, that he did something he shouldn't have done, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Harold Ford has sex accusation, Jerry said. So Trent Franks is has been one of the good guys. So unfortunately, looks like that's it for him. And some other news that I'm hearing that I think is kind of just strange at this point is, according to what I'm hearing, is the Pope wants to change a line in the Lord's Prayer. The line that says, "Lead us not into temptation." He suggested that's too strong. Too strongly suggests that God leads people to sin, and he wants the words, "Do not let us fall into temptation," which the Catholic Church in France has previously decided to use. He just asked her opinion not to be so. Okay. So there you go. I don't, I know, Dixie is kind of weird. Congress is a players club training center. It seems like it. Yeah. No, Shauna, it was the Lilac Fire hashtag, I think, is what it was. Keywords, Lord's Prayer. I know. Keywords, I don't know if he doesn't know this or not. It says, don't change the words of the Bible. Just saying. You don't change God's word. So I'll leave it at that. I imagine that he will make that change. So the Pope can't change God's words. I can't stand him, Robin said. Peter Strzok texts contain Robert Mueller's ongoing conspiracy to undermine the president. We don't know exactly what's in the text messages yet. I know, Dixie. He's God won't look favorably upon any change in the Bible. Think Periscope goofed up and forgot you were conservative. I know, Shauna. Oh well, one day, Um, Democrats, John Lewis. They should be a hashtag. Don't change the words of the Bible. I know, Chesney. Might be a little bit long. The last verse in the Bible. Don't add or take away. Exactly, Marlene. Carmen said the Pope can kiss her foot. Well, he may ask you to kiss his ring, but yeah, I don't understand like why after all of this time right now that the Pope would be asking this. The Pope, K Mahusk, wants to change certain words in the Lord's Prayer. Pope is not God. Wonder if he knows that. According to the Catholic faith, he is infallible. Okay, so Democrat John Lewis and Bernie Thompson have released a joint statement saying that they will boycott this weekend's opening of the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum because President Trump plans on being there. Yeah, that's true, Dixie. The Catholics have their own Bible, sort of. Yeah, I didn't hear who wants to change. The Pope wants to change the words in the Lord's Prayer on a line. Good morning, Nanette. How are you? The Pope may inject global warming into the Bible, Cully says. So anyway, these two Democrats don't want to be there because they say Trump's hurtful policies insult the people who are portrayed in the Civil Rights Museum. Well, you're absolutely wrong about that. He's been anything but racist. And for people who are saying that, all you're doing is trying to, start racial discord. That's all you're trying to do. I mean, these people, sooner or later, I don't know when people are going to call them on it and say enough. Yep, that's right, true. Roy Moore, accuser, admits she forged the signature. That was breaking news. The Pope needs to check his own background. People are digging. Well, he is a socialist. We do know that. Yeah, it's sad that something good like this museum is going to open. The president is, taking time out of his weekend to go there. And this is the thanks they get. Democrats wanting them to boycott, wanting other people to boycott. And I'm sure, and themselves, they're not going to be there, which is just great. It'll be better without them. But I'm sure they would have gotten Conyers to do so, but Conyers was a little busy. Bernie Sanders' wife's land deal is still under FBI investigation. They're saying that maybe why that Bernie Sanders is not going to be able to run for president again, because as you know, the accusations are that he tried to influence the bank in giving her that loan. Yeah, Lewis isn't helping race relationships. He never has. Yeah. I think it's just any opportunity. And Al Green yesterday, that was another farce. And another person trying to just, add stupidity on top of everything. Hey, Don. First snow in the mountains for Don, too. If the Pope does that, he is treading on very thin ice, Josette said. Absolute Josette. Yeah, it's not good. I didn't know about this Bernie deal. Yeah, it's been going on for a while, Chesney. I know. Al Green should pick up singing. It's just sad. Sad. Now, there has been, I know, Cully, there has been one death so far in the protest in the Gaza Strip with the protesting of the moving the embassy and claiming that Israel is the capital. 4 inches of snow at your house, Nanette? Woo. Or Renee. Okay. Snow in Texas is melting. Does anybody think that it's going to be a really cold winter? And for us, it'll be rain. And about this text messages by Strzok that got him demoted. Oh, I missed the rest of it. Yeah, they're going to be looking at all of those. I think there's like 10,000 text messages. Jerusalem has always been the capital of Israel. Yes, but we officially recognized it, and it's not being appreciated. Renee in Georgia, and it's still snowing. Wow. Yep. So we'll have to see how the protests go over there in Gaza. Next 5 days, the low is 40 to 50. Whew. Super shocking that one pope became severely ill and was replaced with another who is severely spiritually ill and corrupt, Monique said. Well put. That spelled your name wrong. Well, Renee. Tillerson said it may take up to 2 years in order to move that embassy to Jerusalem. Not sure why it's going to be taking so long, but I guess there's a lot of building to do. It's going to be hard to do that. Frankens will reverse decision on resigning from the Senate. That's what some people have said, that they think that he might do that. I don't know if that's true or not. He could possibly. We'll have to wait and see, but that's being rumored. Yes, very cold winter ahead. We are supposed to get several inches of snow tomorrow in Indiana, Monique said. They need to find a location and then build. Yeah, and then it'll take time, and then you know that it's going to be interrupted a lot probably by the protests. I bought winter blankets for my horses. They are body clipped. Oh gosh, Shauna, 2 years is not bad considering the 3 decades they've been waiting. Absolutely, Monique. Absolutely. So, a whistleblower told Representative Rob DeSantis that he witnessed a senior FBI executive suggest that the FBI had a personal motive and targeted Flynn with the purpose of ruining his career. I wonder who that is. Hey, Jacob. I wonder who that could be, who he could be talking about. He said he also had talked to another whistleblower who witnessed a video teleconference last February between Bureau leadership and their special agents in charge on the day former Trump National Security Advisor Michael Flynn resigned over lying to Vice President Pence about the context. DeSantis said that the person he spoke with said a senior FBI executive made an inappropriate comment suggesting the Bureau had a personal motive in investigating Flynn and ruining his career. DeSantis wants the FBI to tell him if the videotape was saved. I'm guessing that videotape is long gone. Just saying. If it isn't, it will be. Two years will give them time to scope out land to build on and build something safe, solid, and secure. Yes, Monique. So 2 years really isn't that bad. Let's see. Yeah, with Franks, he's saying that the ethics committee is already reviewing an inquiry in which he discussed surrogacy with two former female subordinates. Now, he discussed it. I don't know if he discussed it, if during the discussion he asked one of them to consider it. I have no idea. He didn't say. So he's leaving anyway. Deep state white hats will continue to open closets and files. Security at the embassy needs to be solid now and in Israel. Absolutely. Hope they treat Sarah Sanders better today. I do too. Don't count on it. There's another panelist on the Morning Joe show, which has been let go, has been accused of sexual harassment. Former Representative Harold Ford Jr., I think that's what Jerry was saying a while ago, who also acts as a pundit on the show, was fired by Morgan Stanley after a human resources probe into his conduct didn't go in his favor. So he is off the Morning Joe show. Sarah is amazing. Gets more amazing every day. Doesn't take any guff off of anybody. She really is pretty good. Now, on Thursday, the Department of Homeland Security announced the establishment of the Countering Weapons of Mass Destruction office. The mission is to counter attempts by terrorists or other threat actors to carry out an attack against the United States or its interests using a weapon of mass destruction. The office will elevate and streamline the DHS efforts to prevent terrorists and other national security threat actors from using harmful agents such as chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear material and devices to harm Americans and U.S. interests. Now, it's interesting that this comes right after Nielsen, what was her name? Christian Nielsen becomes the new DHS head. So obviously she's getting to work on things pretty quickly here. I know, and we're at the hour mark. We've gone all the way through. So if you, I could do a really quickly a recap if you like on the lilac fire. Again, it's a fire that is 100% not contained. It is over 4,100 acres. 20 structures have burned. Yesterday, 25 thoroughbred horses were killed as well. So I know all the political nonsense, and then you look at the fires, and suddenly they don't. The political nonsense doesn't really mean so much, anymore. So 20 structures have been destroyed in that fire. The winds have kind of died down, and it looks like that hopefully the firefighters will make a lot of progress today. That's what they're hoping for. The helicopters, airplanes will be coming back in to drop a lot of the retardant and the water. Thank you, Spencer. And so if you continue to, who started the fires, we don't know. Brian, nobody knows yet. Continue to just follow me, if you will, during the day, and I will be tweeting out to you. Jones saying you have earthquakes. We had 3 earthquakes the other day. We had 3 earthquakes the other night, 3 in a row within 10 minutes. Yeah, been a lot of earthquakes. We had a 4.2 that packed a punch and shook the house. Typically, that's not a big, a high number, but we had that. That was the day before the fires, and then the fire started. Thank you, Robin. You have a great weekend. And we're hoping that over the weekend that the fires stay down, the winds stay down. We're supposedly going to have high winds again coming in. Sunday's supposedly going to be the worst day. So if the firefighters can get everything stopped, hey, stop and come and see. If they can get everything stopped here with the fire, the lilac fire, that's going to be really good heading into the weekend. Pray that we don't get somebody who just likes to set fires doing something that they shouldn't be doing and going out and setting fires. We don't need that at all. 48 earthquakes in 24 hours, Joan said. We always have little earthquakes in California. That's nothing new. So, don't be too alarmed by those earthquakes, but something is shifting, and what is shifting, from what I understand, it is not good. It's one that can cause a lot of damage if it starts to go. So pray for us in California. Thank you, Monique. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you, everybody. We'll be watching for the updates. Okay, yeah, the guy who's doing the videotaping, he is doing a lot of periscopes, and he is working with the fire department. So his scopes, I will be retweeting those, and you can watch them. Come to Texas, I know. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for all of your prayers. Please continue to pray again for the firefighters. Pray for the animals and the people, but especially those animals who are just scared and they don't know how to avoid the fires. Some of them running right into the fires, and the people too. Just pray for everybody. We need some calm for a while. We need some calm in San Diego County, Los Angeles County, and also up in Ventura. Yeah, the world is going crazy. Thank you, everybody. Been trimmers for weeks. Yep, prayers. Have a good day. You too, Jackie. Thanks so much, everybody. God bless you. And if anything else starts happening during the day, I'll probably be periscoping again. So please follow me. Sign up for notifications. And I might be back on again on the weekend. You never know what's going to happen. But thank you so much, everybody. God bless you. We'll talk again really soon. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. All right, everybody on YouTube. Everything's going crazy at one time. So thank you so much. We'll see you again. Stay listening to notifications and seeing in case something new comes up. Take care. God bless.